Yeah, folks, welcome back to a new Let's Try. And this is Car Mechanic Simulator 2021. And it's out in the last week. Um, if you ever played Car Mechanic Simulator 2018 or was the previous one 2017, 2016, it's all, well, as you can imagine, about being a car mechanic. And it simulates that. You'd have thought. Um, but yeah, if you did play 2018, this one has a lot more in depth things. I did play the demo briefly. Um, And I do enjoy Car Mechanic Simulator, so we shall give this a try. Those unfamiliar with Let's Tries from myself, I would play a game for between 60 and 90 minutes. Split them into three parts. This would be, of course, part one. Part two will be out on Thursday at a quarter to 6 p.m. UK's time, and Saturday would be a quarter to 6 for part three on the Saturday. Yeah. So this might have my that's okay. Doesn't have my demo save. So we'll just go into a new game, enter profile. Um, so easy is a simplified classic game mode, great for beginners, more starting money and less demanding orders. All parts and orders and missions are discovered. Normal is classic gameplay, regular orders with ramping difficulty. Expert only for experienced players, remove descriptions, parts and bolts outlines. Double XP gain and sandbox is unlimited money, scraps, and fully upgraded garage. We'll go in normal. Um, uh, they, it's not really. I played the demo tutorial. It's basically the same kind of concept as in 2018. There's bits and pieces that are more in this one. Hopefully, you don't need to be level 30 in order to repair like body shells of cars, like it is in 2018. That was a pain in the arse because I quite like just fixing up scrap heaps and making them nice, and then yeah. This is your new garage. Take a look around and get to know your new workplace. You have at your disposal an old adapted gas station with its surroundings. Complete orders, purchase and renovate cars, and expand your garage. Good luck. So yeah, um, in the demo you did have a fully upgraded garage. Um, so things back here is like you can get a car wash in here. That was the possibly the dyno, I think. You can convert this into your paint shop and test track, I think, memory serves. Anywho, um, so yeah, that's the grind. I don't know if you can do anything with respect to the gas service station, which would be nice if you could. I will go in. So, leave an old bus taking up space. Um, there's the toolbox with your upgrades and garage expansions. Costs money. So expand the back end of your garage allows further development, costs 10,000 credits. Builds paint shop near your garage, extend your services by paint jobs. Dyno, you can then offer mechanical tuning. Has a second lift. Adds container equipped with stripping tools near your garage, allows to salvage and upgrade parts. Might be worth having, but I'm not going to spend over half the money straight off the bat. Car wash, test path, customization. You need the lifter upgrade. Okay, so this is like, yeah, it's like a whole row thing. And then you can buy tools. Okay, full body repair, so you can just buy that outright. That's good to know. What's all your tools? Fuel pressure, brake lathe, fix damaged brake discs, fix mechanical parts, needs to renovator. Sure. Yeah, okay. So yeah, that's where all your lathes. That's your expansion, I think. Because that's where the lathe and stuff was in the demo. So we have interior detailing kit, toolbox, oil drain, radio. You know something? I hope this music isn't copyright. Sets, music. Hmm. Language. Well, we'll find out. So, first things first, we need to find the phone. There it is, and we shall accept the job. There's some new cars as well. Passing by and notice your repair shop. It's good that somebody took care of that old ruined petrol station. The car I'm coming with today is quite a recent purchase. It's used on a daily basis. Condition's rather okay. It would be good to check the oil level and tires. That should be no problem for you. If you manage, then perhaps this won't be our last meeting. See ya. So it wants me to change the oil and other tasks. Oh, and then there's a Emdem Jagger. So we'll take this order. And it parks it outside. Ooh. That's probably where the car wash will come in. So we can move the car to the lift. So let's see, what do you want done? Check here. So we want new brake pads, fuel pump, oil filter, round air filter, and 4 standard tires, and then change the oil, and then change the brake fluid and power steering fluid, and refill the windshield washer. So they're all new. This is the windshield washer reservoir. Just refill it. Simple enough. Don't know. I can never see a max. But so your brake booster is here. So there is additional tools, drain fluids, and then we can so we drain the brake fluid. That'll let us refill it. And there is power reservoirs here. So again, we'll drain it. There we go. And then part unmount, and we go with the cap and refill it. You can see there's a black bar down below, which is now filling up with red. And max. And we shall now go with the brake servo cap. Just be wary of where the max line is on that. There we go. Maybe it's a wee bit overfilled, but that's unfortunate. So in the harder mode, the likes of those, the the screws doesn't get highlighted. Oh, okay. You buy the tablet in order to do that, so we'll just go with the computer. We need an air filter. Can anybody remember what type of air filter? Well, we need more than just the air filter anyway, so... Oh, that's one thing. There's now seized up screws. There you can just throw on the WD-40. And so the brake pads are going to be in the back, because the front ones are usually always ventilated. And then the so that one needs, and that one needs. Yeah, so the front brakes are usually always ventilated, and then the rear ones are either going to be drums or they're going to be brake discs with with brake pads. So you need 4 tires. So I might as well just take them all off. And there's brick drum. So, oh, he needs brake pads, not brake discs. Silly me. So I can put that brake drum back on. And car status. So, easy oil filter, fuel pump, brake pads, which will be the front wheels. Because they're the ones with the discs. So they're going to be in here, obviously, in the brake caliper. You know, I hope this game is accurate because I sort of think it is, because it's sort of giving me, at least I think it's giving me a bit of knowledge on how a car operates, particularly whenever you get into the nitty gritty engine stuff. Oh yeah, and the oil filter as well, which is probably only accessible from beneath, whereas, yeah. So I might as well go and separate the tires. Oh, and there's one more to separate. So, if you've played the previous one, you'd remember that the likes of wheel balancing was the same, or not the same. It was introduced in 2018 version, and the repairing of body part or body panels and mechanical stuff was basically based on a repair percentage. It is now like a mini game, where it's sort of like a row of bars that are either green, red, or gray. Red is a fail, green is success, and gray is nothing, no result. But I need to check. So these are 15-inch. So it's 215, 75 R15. 215, 75 R15. So I might as well get them. Standard tires. So I think this might be the 215. And is this the 75? So I know the numbers on the tire relate to the dimensions. So the 15 is the rim size. I'm fairly sure the 215 is the width, and then the last one and the last number is the profile. Okay, so let's choose that 215 75 R15. Happy days, got that right. So we'll let that do that. So we need to take the oil filter. We also need to drain the oil. We'll do that first because I don't know if taking the oil filter out, like draining it, sort of does something. Because if you take the oil pan out without draining the oil, you lose money because you have to pay money to clean up. So we'll take the oil filter out. And then we might as well purchase things. So we need 2 brake pads. We need air filter. I could have just added to the shopping list, but air filter 2 carb, wasn't it? It's this one. And oil filter for the V8. No, why'd you do that? I'll probably did a new search after I Right, so was there something else? I'll find out. as I mentioned as well, the wheel balancing is now changed as well. So you now have this. You have to line the arrow up with the green and hit balance, and then just balance, balance, and then we take that off and we do the next one. Sometimes it's 2 of them, sometimes it's 3. You can tell how many you're gonna have to do at the bottom. So that's a nice change, and it's nice that the repairing of stuff is now somewhat skill based rather than pure luck based. So that was infuriating. I always find that it always failed on the big costly flipping things like like the gearbox or the engine block or those kinds of things. But now that it's going to be your own fault for screwing it up, that's a nice touch. Okay, so we shall throw these in. I'll try and remember to throw in the oil filter, and then we'll have to refill the oil. And then I think that'll be it. Just throw on the brake pads, refill the oil, and yeah, that's all I can think of. Oh, and the air filter, of course. Sure. Probably wait in the toolbox to as you level up, you tend to get perk points. That's probably the same case. So your upgrade stuff, your garage and tools is based on cash money. And you know what? I'm gonna buy the tablet. Because that's handy to have. Especially if you forgot something. Yeah, so you have skill points, which I sort of didn't. Yeah. So you move faster by 2%, 2%, 2%, 5%, 6%, 7%. So 2, 4, 6, 11, 17, 24. Oh yes, that's another thing with the repair bench. There's a percentage chance for instant repair on success. So that's what that's talking about. So ability to fix parts from grip 1. Like grip 2, grip 3, grip 4, grip 5. Ability to fix body parts. Okay. Screwing speed. And so that just makes jobs faster. Mounting and unmounting speed. And discount on parts, which will probably be handy in the long run. And you can examine parts as well. So yeah. First impressions, I like the revamp. Because of some hours in Car Mechanic Simulator. No idea how many. Not nearly as many as my top games. I would say maybe about 80. 80 hours, maybe. I'll probably put a wee, if I remember to, I'll put a wee subtitle to say how many hours I have in Car Mechanic Simulator 18 and 17. I'm fairly sure the previous one was 17. And they made quite big changes in then that as well. So we have air filter, and we have the refilling of the oil. I don't know if I remembered to say whenever I started to say, but with the hard difficulty, when you try to take something off, it doesn't highlight the screws in, and I think it doesn't say about what parts you need to remove in order to remove the part you're trying to remove. So, for example, if I try to remove the air filter, it shows that the cover needs to be removed because it's in red, and the base shows I need to remove the filter, yada yada yada. So, fuel pump. Ah yes, I forgot about that. So fuel pump's always in the fuel tank, which is usually at the back. There it is there. I suspect I'm gonna need to raise it to get access. So we'll do that. So fuel time. So let's go to the tablet. Search for pump. There it is. 120. Damn. There we go. So I believe that's the job's finished. If I had a car wash, I would be tempted to wash it for him because, you know, Jesus Christ. So all ticks, and all ticks. So finish order, and we get. Is that how much we have, or is that how much we get? Okay, we had 2,500 exactly. Strangely enough. So we'll go on to the next job. You know what? Let's have a look. Okay. Car wash is 1750. So we'll buy that. I believe that's at the back. So yeah, we now wash the cars. Interior detailing kit, car wash. So it'll be interesting to see if there's people who want me specifically. That'll probably be in other tasks. You know, come change my oil, and while you're at it, you can wash the car. So that requires level 3. So we might as well take this, because it's the only offer we have at the minute. Could decline it and a new one would be replenished, but you know, why bother? You know what, I'm going to... wash it. Alrighty. There we go. Called, so there's other tasks, yada yada yada. So it's basically brake fluid, coolant fluid, power steering, and windshield. So it wants me to drain and refill. So that's like the easiest task in the world. I could just do that outside, I think. Because I don't think I need underneath for any of those. So if we go to additional tools, drain tools. So it wants me to drain that. Drain that. So it was 4, wasn't it? I don't even know what that is, but I might as well drain it. Probably needs drained because it looks icky. And then we can. So that was a brake fluid. I knew that bit. I'll just go for the thick white line around it. Yeah, I think that's enough. Power steering. Ah, that's the coolant, eh? There's also additional parts of the car that you could add on. So in some cars, there's some cars that don't have any, maybe. Gurgle gurgle must mean it's about to overfill. So I think the likes of additional parts, I'm assuming it's going to be like wings and maybe side skirts or body. Well, maybe not body kits. Body kits are probably going to be, you know, just alternative. I am speculating at this point. And yeah, so that's all done. So finish order. There we go. That was easy. Am I level 3 yet? I'm level 1. Happy days. Right. So we have Oh, let's get. So list provided, just other tasks, and that's other tasks. That's DLC. I did get the DLC pack, so we'll take that one. Can I take orders? Yeah, we'll take that one as well. Just why not? Because we have room for two. Right, what do you want? You're wanting just coolant and steering fluid changed. It's easy. And you are change coolant fluid. Okay, rear engine then. Engine cover. Right. Coolant fluid. That's fuse boxes now as well. So where in the world is the coolant fluid going to be is it going to be at the front? Ah, it is. Was yeah, so additional tools, drain tool. So he wants this drained and refilled. Part on mount, go for the lid. Because if you do the container, it removes the actual container. Now these games tend to take a slow start. That should be him good to go. And then he was the brake fluid and the power steering, wasn't he? Or coolant and power steering. Okay. Additional drain. So that's your power steering. And then that's your coolant, the big blue thing on the left. Lighting's a bit off. Maybe they'll introduce a DLC in order to do something with the gas station. Or the refilling station, or whatever you would like to call it. Was it coolant or was it... I'm an idiot. That was the water reservoir, not the fucking coolant. Right, let's try this properly, shall we? Funny enough, I was thinking it was a strange color, but then I thought it was sort of similar to what the color was anyway. But no, that was a bit of an icky green rather than just your standard vomit green after too much tequila. Anyway, that should be that engine, or that car. That's the details of the car. Neat. So finish that order. And Nissan. Alright. A green Nissan. Refill brake fluid. And your brake system needs fixing. So further on, whenever you are higher level, the vehicles won't have like if it needs parts, if it needs brake pads or whatever, it'll not tell you. It'll just, if it's like 18, it'll just say, like a wee story cap thing. Like brakes are feeling a bit frosty, so you check like brake pads and the brake setup and whatnot. So that's him done. So what is it you need? ABS pump, a brake caliper, and 3 discs. So I'm going to need the inside because I need access to the wheels. Or, well, I need to be able to take the wheels off. Right, so there's that brake caliber looks like so yeah, so that's the fuck caliber. Those brake discs, wasn't it? So that'll be the rear ones. So hang on. So it needs a caliber, it needs 2 discs, and an ABS pump. So, brakes, remove the pump filter, 2 discs, because it's not pads. ABS pump is in there. Brake caliper. ABS. They're coming up because absorber. So is it something else? ABS pump. There we go. It's in the electronics. Right. We'll take the caliber off. I might as well throw it back on since we're right beside it and we have the part that we need. So part mount. I wonder if it needs the no, the caliber cylinder's fine. So we're almost level 2. Well, I say almost, we're probably a few jobs away from level 2. Like I said, this game's usually a bit of a grind when you're playing it the normal way, but they do have that sandbox mode. So take the brick disc off, and I throw it all about, and stick all this back on. And again, if you invest in the speeding up the dismount speed and dismount, yeah, dismount, or unmount. Dismount is getting off, unmount is yeah. Okay, we'll go with that. Whenever you're leveling up, if you invest your points into the screwing speed and whatnot, then obviously things will speed up. And I would imagine the bigger the jobs, the more experience you'll get. And even just dismounting stuff gets you experience, even though it's, one. Like 1 experience point for that tire, 1 for the brake cylinder, 1 for the brake pad, 1 for the brake disc, 1 for adding the brake disc back, or replacing the brake disc, 1 for putting the. So you could go, I can just take off and put it back on. But then you get a bulk of experience for, completing the job. Because you would have to dismount something and remount it, 75 times, and that would just get you 1 level. So this is. I still need the pump, which is here. We'll take off the module. So the components I'm taking off, I keep. I could just sell them. I'm going to hold on to them and see if they are repairable, because I'm fairly sure you can repair the ABS pump. I think. I could get be mixed up with the module, but that could potentially save money, especially if you get some junk cars and try and fix them up. So that's them done. So who's next? Griffin Tyro, which is basically a mini Kipper. That's a story one. It needs. You can tell it's a story one because it has this whole big snippet of information. Nissan Fairlady. Again, there's 2 DLC available already, which I think is a bit of a dick move, but I suppose they probably need to pay for licensing for the likes of the Nissan stuff. So, eyeball. So brake fluid, coolant, and so it doesn't even want me to drain it. It just wants me to refill it. All right. Maybe it's not that old, but it is a fair lady, so it's what, 1980s. Let's see. Nice Nissan engines. Here's the filter on the side, the big blue thing. Not the one up the top, that's the coolant, but the one attached to the engine. Right, and what was the other one? Coolant. So there's a coolant reservoir somewhere. Am I just blind, or is it staring me in the face? Where in the world is the coolant? Oh, so how are you meant to know how much is in it? That tends to signal that. So is that enough? There we go. I just wanted to see the fair lady. Right. So we are now level 2.